Alright guys, welcome back to the show. It's been a while. As you can see, we have some new elements to the show. That's what took a little bit just to implement it, and my computer was being an absolute bitch with this new stuff. I think it doesn't like it because it's too good. But today we're doing a news show covering what happened over the weekend, what I haven't really touched on. There's not much. Brahim has been confirmed. Kubo looks like he's going to Sociedad, which is good. Varane is almost out the door. And I don't think any other signings are coming in. Those are the four main things. First thing I'll touch on Varane last. First thing I want to touch on, I'll touch on Varane last because I also wanted to touch on the money that he's going to make and potential exits from the team. But anyway, Brahim is gone for 2 years. I think it was a 3 million euro fee, 31 million buy option, and then we can buy him back for 37. And that's a 2-year loan with buy option. Hopefully they decide to bring him back. Well, depending on how he does, because it looks like he'll be a good part of that team with the departures that they've had, and now they have a lot of experience to they've brought in Giroud, and of course they have Ibrahimovic. They're going to help progress him, and hopefully eventually he can come back to Real Madrid and be a good part of our team, which is why they slapped that buy option on him, or the buyback clause on him. But I didn't see him really fitting into the team this year. He was kind of he wasn't the first player I wanted out, but he definitely was gonna cost us a little bit in terms of wages. Kubo hopefully he's at the Olympics right now, obviously with a lot of guys, but when he comes back, I think he's gonna secure hopefully his last loan, and then he can come back and be part of the team finally. But Sociedad would be a good place. That's where obviously Odegaard went for his final loan before he left Real Madrid, or before he came back to Real Madrid last season. And of course he didn't really want to wait for Zidane to pick him or whatnot. But it's a different sort of mentality in the club this season with Ancelotti, obviously. I feel like I'm saying obviously a lot. Anyway, what's came out is, well, it's kind of common knowledge to a lot of us, is that Real Madrid really won't be making many signings this window. So that'll be, I think, 5 or 6 windows without any signings, other than, of course, Alaba, which is a signing and is a big signing. We've lost the way that I was thinking about it over the past couple of days, is if like Juventus before, obviously now they have Demiral and De Ligt, but in their heyday, it's like losing Chiellini and Bonucci in one winter, in one window, and not replacing them. And obviously we've brought in Alaba to replace Ramos, and that's what has happened. Vallejo comes back on loan, but he, as you can tell if you have watched my previous videos, I'm not a fan of Vallejo. I don't believe he should be part of the team. I don't think he has the qualities. If you can't get game time at Wolves, how do you expect to get game time at the biggest club in the world? That's my opinion on it. If others have theirs, obviously I'd like to hear it. But yeah, what I want to touch on is, in terms of signings, let's bring it up here. Look at that little transition. What I want to bring up here, this is the squad. I want to see, because when the financial report came out a couple days ago, I think it was last week, they said they had 160 million in the treasury, which I think it means in the bank. How much of that they'd be willing to use on transfers, I'm not sure. But I believe that's after wages and everything. Obviously again, Jesus Christ. Of course, I'll say of course. Of course, Varane leaving will give us some more money. But what I wanted to touch on before I get to the rest of the squad and money that they can potentially give us is Varane leaving, and if he leaves, because stuff has come out saying that he wants to be respectful to the team. If they can't reach a deal, then he'll come back, and we'll see if we can persuade him to sign a new contract. That's ideal. I wish we would keep him. I wish he can come run down his contract. I wouldn't mind him running down his contract and us having some talks with him in the summer, or in the winter, seeing if we can't persuade him with a new project. Because that would be ideal. Then we don't have to make signings. But with the inevitable departure of Varane, the money that he can bring us in, which is about 50 to 60 million euros, plus his wages, I think can cover for a replacement. And one that I really wanted to look at was Koundé, who I'm not sure how his contract is, but I think he was available. I think he was available this summer, 2024. Currently valued at 60 million euros on the transfer market. As per look to sell their star defender for a lot more. Wow, it actually says Real Madrid transfers. What is this? Oh, I follow these guys actually. We'll look to sell their star for a lot more. With that being said, we'll have a look at some of the clubs that might compete to sign Koundé this summer. So 60 million. If we can get him for Pau Torres is another one, but I don't think we need that profile of player. But in terms of Koundé, obviously this is just me playing FIFA career mode and saying, okay, who can we sign if we get rid of Varane? I'm not saying it's going to happen, not saying that we're interested. I think they should be interested. We've seen him play in La Liga. It's not like we're bringing in a guy that's never played in the league. He's played in the league. He's comfortable with the league. He's experienced in the league. He's proven himself in the league, so I think he can prove himself on our team as well as in the Champions League. And I think he won't cost us too much more than what Varane makes us, which would be good. And wages, I think we can have about the same. Now, looking at the rest of the squad, I want to see how much money the rest of us can make, because in a perfect world, we get rid of all the dead wood from the team, which means Odriozola is gone, Vallejo is gone. I'd literally rather play with Chust or play with whoever the other center back is from Casilla than play with him, because at least he's on less wages and we can progress some players. This guy we know is just a write-off. Anyway, Isco will keep for one more season, see how he does. Ceballos, I think he can make us some money this window and doesn't really fit in the team if we play with two sort of midfielders and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 already playing that exact same position. Hazard, if you want to even play him at the 10 as well, to fill 2, 3 positions. So Ceballos can make us some money this summer, and Mariano can make us some money this summer. Now, the controversial one that I wanted to bring up was getting rid of either Asensio, Bale, or both of them. Because if we're planning... am I lagging? No, I'm not. Okay. If we're planning on bringing in someone like Mbappe, how much game time realistically will all these wingers get if we play with a 2-forward formation? With our forwards, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Vasquez isn't. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 forwards. None of them on loan. I didn't count Kubo. Obviously, Brahim's already gone. So that's 8 to fill 2 positions. And then when you bring in, if you bring in Mbappe, which is, I'd say it's 50-50. That's just my opinion. That means 9 forwards to fill 2 positions. So I think getting rid of Mariano for sure, and then someone like Asensio can make us some real money, especially after the Olympics. I don't think he's going to leave. Personally, I just would let him leave. And then Bale, I think he's not leaving either. I think his agent confirmed today that he's going to play for the team. He had some offers from MLS. but he's going to stay and obviously go there, make it easier for himself, make some money for himself. It's, hey, you can't blame him. It's really the club's fault for giving him that sort of deal. But at the time, we didn't really think much of it. Obviously, he was a top player and he deserved that contract. Now, so let's say, ideally, well, not ideal, let's say realistically, Asensio and Bale both stay because it's likely that they both will. That means Mariano, Ceballos, Vallejo, and Odriozola leave. We're not even going to count Varane because we'll say that this is a Koundé or a replacement for him. Whether they make a replacement, who knows? But you can say Odriozola will make you 10 million. Maybe less because of his contracts, because I was looking at it the other day. Look how much Odriozola makes. Real Madrid wages. It's actually insane. When you think about it, I don't know who decided to give him this. Odriozola's on a... Can you read that? I'm going to zoom in. Odriozola's on 120 million, which is more than Nacho, which is more than Militao. I'm just naming players that are ahead of him in the pecking order, which is more than double for Mendy, which is more than Asensio, which is not almost double, but which is significantly more than Casemiro, which is double Valverde almost, more than Lucas Vazquez, more than Odegaard, the same as Isco, and then more than Rodrigo Vinicius combined. Not combined, almost combined. So if we could get that off of our wage bill and offer this kind of money to someone who deserves it, or make some re-signings like contract over 2022. To Carvajal, if we can give him that same contract, Ramos is gone, Varane is gone, Nacho is re-signed. Marcelo, we'll see what happens. I think we'll have to reduce him if he wants to stay. 2022. Isco, we'll see how he does. Benzema's re-signed. And Bale, we can let go. And then Marvin Park, we'll see how he does this season as well. But that's what I wanted to bring up, was 120 million, if this is true, is a ton to have on our wage bill. So it's no surprise why they wanted to send him out on loan to Bayern, and why Bayern was the one that picked him up, because nobody can really afford his wages. Anyway, so 10 million Odriozola. Let's say 5 million Vallejo, 15 million. Ceballos, if he has a good Olympics, is 20 million. So 15, 35. Yeah. 35. Plus Mariano, we'll say 45. So we'll round up to 50. If we can make 50 million this summer, get rid of... let's see here. Get rid of 120. And that's not even counting Asensio and Bale, which I would do. 120, 75. So let's say that's 200. I'm not sure how much Vallejo makes. We'll say 250. I'm not sure how much Ceballos makes either. I guess I can Google it. $50K a week. That's pounds. Anyway, we'll just say 70K a week. I think it is more, maybe 80. We'll say 80K for Ceballos, Vallejo. Not Tanner Vallejo. Who the fuck? When you have a player on your team, and when you put in his last name and he's not the one that comes up, what the fuck is this shit? Oh my god, I'm gonna get a virus. Please. I don't think it's gonna say his wage. Current market value 5 million. I doubt he's even worth that, to be honest. We'll see how he does in the Olympics. He's 24 years old. What a waste, bro. I do not rate this guy at all. Yeah, it's not going to show here. Salary. 43, 37 a week. So let's say we can save 300K wages and make 50 million transfer. Our net spend, if we bring in somebody like Mbappe, will be, after bringing in Varane, if we bring in someone like Mbappe, someone like Koundé, those two signings, our net spend will be somewhere around 120 million when we have 160 in the treasury. So I think that would be ideal. Obviously, I'm not a businessman. I'm not too familiar with how everything works, but that's just my opinion on it. And that's the way I would run the club. Am I the president? No. If you are a socio, vote for me so that I can run this club, so we can win 8 Champions Leagues in a row, so we can win 9 La Ligas, so we could sign Mbappe, Ronaldo Jr., Messi Jr., Neymar Jr., so we're going to sign Neymar's dad. We'll sign, we already have a pretty good goalie. We'll sign De Ligt. We'll sign David De Gea. We'll sign Neuer. We'll sign, I guess we could have Havertz coming off the bench. But that's just how I would run the club if I was a president. Something to think about. Take it easy, guys.